a number of years ago we did a trip that went up the east coast of New Zealand. We were looking to dive offshore. We hired a couple of boats and went out, mainly targeting the kingfish, the renowned kingfish of New Zealand. We were hunting them, and we went out with a couple of my mates, and at one point we were way offshore and we were diving down, and a huge school came up, and my mate actually put a spear into one, but it just blew him off. And then I was filming a lot, so I didn't have a gun on me at the time, but I was watching. He went back down, and he was going to line up on this monster that came up, just an absolute monster, like 40 kilos, huge fish. But when he looked at his rig line, it was all wrapped around him, and that was just too big of a risk to take. So what happened was he came up, and then a French mate of mine had hit the surface, and he was yelling, "I shot a monster, I shot a monster." And he was fighting that for ages, and eventually I filmed him pull it up, and he was struggling with this big fish. It was really dominating him, and eventually we got in the boat, and then we realised that it actually had a second spear hole in it, and that was the fish that my other friend had shot earlier, so that was quite funny. Then we moved another part up the coast, and we went to another pinnacle, and I dived down, and I was only in like 5 minutes of water, and this whole school came past, big ones, and I picked out the biggest one I could and dove down and shot that, and it just ran, and I just fought it like hell because there was a big pinnacle there, and I really wanted to keep it off that pinnacle. One thing about kingfish is they just go straight for the bottom, and they're tough. You got to keep them off that bottom because they'll just smash into it. They're similar in some ways to a dogtooth tuna. They'll just go bang into the bottom. So I fought that off, and it nearly killed me doing that, and then I pulled that up, and then it happened to just, when I went to grab it, it just decided to smack me with a big poof headbutt and really knocked me around. I was seeing stars there for a while. Dragged that on board. That was a big one too. We all got big ones. That's New Zealand. There's just some amazing kingfish there, huge schools, and there's a lot of life there to be had. There was a pod of dolphins came through too, and my cousin went down and dove underneath the dolphins where there was a big school of snapper. They must have been waiting for some scraps off the dolphins. I'm not really sure. They were following them along, so he was able to ping one of those. And again, the snapper, they're another thing that you chase as well. But it was really the kingfish that stole our hearts on this trip, and we all got our fill of kingfish. They were big monsters, and we were very happy. New Zealand has a lot to offer. That North Island for those kingfish is a lot to offer. It's an amazing place.